Welcome to my 2024 book wrap up. I wanted to make more videos about books, and I'm very excited to do this video because I think I'm like, I love music, but I think I'm like sharing my book wrap up like I'm sharing my Spotify or Apple Music wrap up. So this is very excited for me. In 2024, I read a total of 15 books. I wanted to read more, but I started college, so it was a little bit difficult for me. But here we are. I had a goal of 15 books, and I made it this month of December. So I'm very excited. So welcome to my 2024 book wrap up. I'm so happy to show you guys everything I read and my reviews and everything. Currently, I must say, I'm reading Book Lovers, but I obviously going to finish for the next year already. So I'm currently reading this one. I'm in my Emily Henry era. She doesn't make me hate romance novels now, so I'm gonna stick with her. Talking about Emily Henry, two of the books I read this 2025 were Happy Place and Funny Story. I love this book. I think it's a really good storyline, and I don't know if you heard, but they're gonna make a TV show, so I'm very excited about that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I always put my book rating just because I think it's I don't know. I like to share what I read. For Happy Place, I rate my books not 5 to 5 or 2 to 5. No, my scale of rating is until 10. I don't know. We do that on my country, so I stick to it because I have like a better range to rate. So I gave Happy Place a 9 out of 10. I read this book so fast. It's just because I really love the storyline, and I cried a little bit. I think it can actually happen to your life. It's like a really relatable story. So I really love that. Funny Story by Emily Henry. I read this in 2 days, let me tell you. I love the storyline. This was more like, obviously, fiction. Everything is a novel. But I love the storyline. I loved Miles. Miles is amazing. I gave this book a 9 out of 10 too. I have read romance book this year too. And I hate them. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a hater, but I hate them. I did not enjoy to read them, but I try my best. I must say I did give it a try, but I hate them. But Emily Henry, I love them. Talking about trash novels, trash romance books is this. Icebreaker. Is still is so hard for me to finish. I'm almost done. I know it sounds rude, but I didn't like this book. One of the things I didn't like is like the book cover looks like a kid's book, and it's literally porn. So if you like to read about 90% of the book, so this is your book. I love some, but not 99% of the book, if that make any sense. Just to finish the romance novel drama books, Twisted Hate. I read the first two in 2023, and a lot of people were like, the third book, it's amazing. This is the best out of the 3. Again, I'm almost done, and I just cannot finish it. It's just, I don't know why I don't like it. I don't like the characters. No, I'm sorry. But when I started reading, when I was a kid, I started reading fiction. So it was Hush Hush. Nothing like the first book that you ever read, that's gonna be there for you always. Like, you're gonna always have that book on your mind. I'm scared to reread it just because I think obviously I'm not gonna enjoy it as much, but Hush Hush. And Crepúsculo in English is Twilight. 2023, I came back to my fiction books. And I started with Fourth Wing. So I think this might be my number one book of 2024. I love the storyline. If you like Hunger Games and Divergent, this is for you. I love this book. I reread it this month again, and I finished it in 2 days. I was still in love. I'm a Satan girl. I'm so sorry. I just have to say, if you read Fourth Wing first, then Akatar, then you're gonna be a Satan girl. But if you read Akatar first and then Fourth Wing, then you're gonna be a Reese girl. So I have fight with myself because I love Reese so much. I love Ezreal so much. But Satan, I'm a Satan girl. I'm sorry. I already choose it. I'm sorry. This book was amazing. I love this book. I love it. 10 out of 10. I give this like a million out of 10. And obviously I read Iron Flame. Let me tell you, this book drained me a lot. It just drained me a lot. I was like, I cannot do this. It's huge. But not even that. It's just a lot of information. So at the end of the book, I was tired. I gave it a 10 out of 10 too. And I'm ready for Oxen Storm. The third book. So ready for the third book. You don't even understand how ready I am. I've been waiting for a year. I bought that shit in pre-sale. I'm joking. I thought I was finished with romance, but no. I read the Billionaire series, if that makes any sense. I love series, so I read them all. This is a very disappointment for me. I love the covers. I usually don't judge the book by its cover, but this failed me. Like, failed me a lot. But I still read them. Fine print. Terms and conditions is saved a little bit of the series, but I was able to read it without crying my eyes out because I bought this shit. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not gonna be a hater, but this. Everyone has their preference, and I'm just telling you my preference. And final offer. Fine print, 3 out of 10. Terms and condition, 8 out of 10. You see the difference? 8, 3. And final offer, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Started Akotar. I have to admit that I loved Tamlin. I love this book. Actually, I love the series. It's amazing. It's just amazing. I gave A Court of Thorns and Roses a 0.5 out of 10. Right away, I read about... This is one of my favorite books of all time. I must say, this book, as you can see, this book was beautiful because of the man that is inside of this book. I gave this book a 9.5 out of 10. I have to reread it just to see why I didn't give it a 10. I think the end was really rushed. I think it was that. I'm not sure. I read Powerless. If you don't have books without... This is not for you. But I really liked it. I'm Team K, of course. I love this. I really enjoy it. It's not that bad. I gave it 8 out of 10. And then I read A Court of Winds and Ruin. This book, it took me months because I was in college. So it was really hard and it's a lot of information. And because at the beginning it was really slow for me, and I was a little bit disappointed because everybody was talking about that this is one of their favorite books. But for me, at the beginning, it was really, really slow. But then A Court of Winds and Ruins, I gave it 10 out of 10. I love the book. So good. At the beginning, I was like, but at the end, I was like, please don't end. A Court of Frozen Starlight. I love this book because I read this in December this month, and it was just the right book for Christmas. I loved it because it talked about grief. I'm going through grief right now, so this book was really nice, touched my soul, just because I'm going through grief and they were going through grief too. I was a little bit sad because I know I'm not gonna read about Reese and Fair again. For A Core of Frozen Starlight, I gave it at 8 out of 10. I read this little book, powerful. This book wrecked me. Like, you don't know how much I was crying at the end. The funny thing is, like, you already know by the first book what happens at the end of this book, but this is a different point of view. So this point of view killed me, destroyed me. So this book was a 10 out of 10 for me. I love that book. I cried like a little fucking baby. My first 5, I'm gonna say Fourth Wind, A Core of Winds and Ruins, A Core of Mist and Fury, Powerful, and Iron Flame. For fiction. For romance, my camera gave up, doesn't have any battery. But for romance, I must say Happy Place, Funny Story, and then Terms and Conditions. And that's my top 3 for romance, because I'm not gonna put the other ones, I'm not gonna give them my 4th, 5th place just because they were so bad that I don't like them. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna try to do this every year. I have new books for the following year, so I'm very excited to try it. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me.